Imagine stepping into Hollywood at nearly 60 years old and instantly stealing the spotlight. Imagine overshadowing actors who had been icons for decades. That's Christoph Waltz, a man who proved that age, obscurity, and odds mean nothing when true talent finally meets the right moment. His rise was explosive, unexpected, and unforgettable. From European stages and obscure TV dramas to Quentin Tarantino's lens that turned him into an Oscar-winning sensation. This is the story of Christoph Waltz, one of cinema's most fascinating late bloomers. Early life in Vienna. Christoph Waltz was born in Vienna, Austria in 1956, into a family deeply rooted in the arts. Both of his parents were set designers, and his maternal grandfather was a respected actor. Surrounded by theater, music, and the culture of post-war Europe, Waltz grew up absorbing creativity. Yet his childhood wasn't glamorous. It was disciplined, shaped by the struggle of artists trying to survive in a recovering economy. Waltz studied acting at Vienna's Max Reinhardt Seminar and later continued at the Lee Strasberg Theater and Film Institute in New York. These experiences blended European discipline with American method acting, giving him a rare versatility. But unlike many who chase fame in Hollywood, Waltz seemed destined for decades of quieter work in Europe before the world noticed him. What's striking is how young Christoph didn't see acting as a way to fame, but as an exploration of human behavior. He was fascinated by the psychology behind roles, not just the spotlight. This intellectual curiosity would later give his characters a rare depth. For nearly 30 years, Christoph Waltz worked steadily in Austrian and German television. He appeared in countless TV dramas, police procedurals, and theater productions. While he was respected within Europe, he was far from an international star. He often played supporting roles, from detectives to villains, but rarely anything groundbreaking. This long, unspectacular period became both a curse and a blessing. On one hand, Waltz struggled with obscurity, constantly questioning whether he had missed his shot. On the other hand, this period sharpened his craft. By the time his big break came, Waltz had decades of subtlety, discipline, and layered performance ready to unleash. Many actors might have given up after years of anonymity, but Waltz embraced the journey. Each small TV role, however limited, became another exercise in precision, giving him the ability to switch seamlessly between languages, accents, and personalities. Christoph Waltz's life changed when Quentin Tarantino cast him as Colonel Hans Landa in Inglourious Basterds. At first, the role seemed nearly impossible to fill. Tarantino needed someone multilingual, capable of speaking German, French, English, and Italian convincingly. More than that, he needed someone who could embody pure menace while remaining unnervingly polite and charming. Waltz stepped into the role and delivered a performance that stunned the world. His Hans Landa was chillingly intelligent, manipulative, and even likable, a villain who smiled while committing atrocities. The Cannes Film Festival gave him the Best Actor award, and soon after came the Oscar, the Golden Globe, and the BAFTA. In one role, Waltz went from an unknown European TV actor to one of Hollywood's most talked-about stars. The genius of Waltz's Landa lies in contrasts, the warm smile hiding cruelty, the polite tone masking threats. Tarantino himself admitted that without Waltz, the film might not have worked. That single role became the ignition point of a whole new career. Tarantino didn't wait long to collaborate with Waltz again. In Django Unchained, Waltz played Dr. King Schultz, a German bounty hunter with a sharp wit and a moral compass. Unlike Hans Landa, Schultz was charming, funny, and ultimately noble, a role that displayed Waltz's ability to move effortlessly from menace to warmth. Once again, Waltz captivated audiences and critics alike, winning his second Academy Award in just a few years. Few actors in history have achieved such recognition so late in their careers. With Schultz, Waltz proved he was not a one-role wonder. He was a powerhouse actor with incredible range. Schultz also resonated because Waltz gave the character empathy and wisdom. He wasn't just a gunslinger. He was a mentor, philosopher, and comic relief all in one. The role cemented Waltz's reputation as an actor who could transform words into living poetry. After his Tarantino triumphs, Hollywood doors swung open. Waltz appeared in Water for Elephants alongside Reese Witherspoon and Robert Pattinson, the Green Hornet, and later as the villain Blofeld in the James Bond films Spectre and No Time to Die. He also collaborated with Tim Burton on Big Eyes, playing art dealer Walter Keane. Once again, Waltz showcased his gift for playing layered, morally ambiguous characters, people who could charm you and unsettle you in the same breath. But even as he embraced Hollywood, Waltz remained loyal to European projects, often returning to German and Austrian productions, balancing blockbuster fame with his cultural roots. What makes this period interesting is that Waltz wasn't simply chasing money or fame. He carefully picked roles that intrigued him, showing that after decades of struggle, he was determined to enjoy the freedom of choice. What makes Christoph Waltz so compelling? Critics often describe him as controlled chaos. His performances rely on subtlety, timing, and an uncanny ability to blend charm with menace. His multilingual skills add authenticity, giving his characters a worldly sophistication. Waltz often avoids big gestures or exaggerated emotions. Instead, he uses silence, a pause, or a smile to say more than words ever could. This mastery of nuance comes from decades of stage work and the patience built during his long years outside the spotlight. His approach is almost surgical. Every pause, every glance, every word is deliberate. Watching Waltz perform is like watching someone play a complex piece of music with perfect timing, where even silence carries meaning. As his career flourished, Waltz also began exploring directing. In 2014, he directed the opera Der Rosenkavalier in Belgium, showing his artistic curiosity extended beyond acting. He later made his film directing debut with Georgetown, 2019, a crime drama in which he also starred. In recent years, Waltz has continued to take on intriguing roles, from TV series like The Consultant to films like Alita, Battle Angel. Though not every project has been a critical hit, Waltz himself remains magnetic on screen, always elevating material with his presence. His later career choices prove he is not afraid to experiment, even at the risk of failure. For Waltz, it's about exploration, not safety, making his journey all the more authentic and admirable. Christoph Waltz's story is extraordinary because it defies the usual Hollywood timeline. Fame didn't come in his 20s or 30s. It came when he was over 50, at an age when many actors struggled to find work. His journey is proof that perseverance, patience, and dedication to craft can eventually lead to greatness. Off-screen, Waltz is known for keeping his personal life private. He lives between Austria, Germany, and Los Angeles, often describing himself as a European who works in Hollywood rather than a Hollywood actor. This groundedness has helped him avoid the pitfalls of sudden fame. His humility stands out in a world of oversized egos. Despite awards, fame, and critical acclaim, Waltz often insists he simply got lucky with Tarantino. Yet, audiences know luck is only part of the story. The rest is mastery. Christoph Waltz's career is a story of persistence rewarded, of talent finally recognized. He reminds us that success doesn't always come early. Sometimes it arrives when you least expect it, and when it does, it changes everything. From the chilling Hans Landa to the noble Dr. King Schultz, from Bond villain to art dealer, Waltz has shown the world the power of subtlety, intelligence, and timing. His journey proves that artistry has no deadline. And as Christoph Waltz continues to take on new roles, one thing is certain. His late-blooming stardom has left an unforgettable mark on the history of cinema. This has been BioVault. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this journey, remember to like, share, and subscribe for more stories of the icons who shaped our world.